video, we'll learn the details about the Kingdom Protista. The term Protista was coined by Ernst Haeckel. Protists are unicellular or colonial eukaryotic microorganisms. That means they have true nucleus. Some group shows mesokaryotic condition, that is, their cell shows intermediate resemblance to both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. That is, cell shows intermediate resemblance to both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. You can see the cytoplasmic stream which is found in the cytoplasm. And this flow of cytoplasm inside the cell is driven by the forces from the cytoskeleton. Kingdom Protista can be widely categorized as plant-like protists, fungus-like slime modes, and animal-like protozoa. Let's start with plant-like protists. They are mostly unicellular algae or phytoplanktons. 80% of the photosynthesis on Earth is performed by photosynthetic protists. They can be further classified into three major divisions such as Chrysophyta, Dinoflagellates, and Euglenoids. Division Chrysophyta includes group of diatoms and golden algae. They are photosynthetic microscopic protists. Basically, they are unicellular, but sometimes they occur in the form of pseudofilaments or as colonies. Diatoms are very good pollution mitigators. They mostly occur in aquatic or moist terrestrial habitat. The body is covered by a transparent siliceous shell known as frustule. Now, it is formed by two thin overlapping shells named epitheca and hypotheca. You can see they are fit together as in a soap box. Once they die, the left behind cell wall gets deposited to form the diatomite or diatomaceous earth. It is used as insulation material in refrigerators, boilers, furnaces. Also, it is added to paints to enhance the night visibility. It is also used to make soundproof rooms. As this diatomite is porous and also chemically inert, it is used in polishing and also in filtration of oils and syrups. You can see that each cell has a large central vacuole and the nucleus is embedded in the vacuole. They are photosynthetic as mentioned earlier. The food reserves are oils and leucocin, which is a polysaccharide. Protein globules are also found, which are proteinaceous in nature. The common mode of reproduction is usually by binary fission. But the problem arises here. Binary fission each time occurs reduces the size of most daughters due to the retention of one valve of the parents. So one of the daughter cell would be reduced in size. So this problem is mostly solved during sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction varies from anisogamy to oogamy. So during sexual reproduction, fertilization produces a zygote which grows in size and forms a rejuvenescent cell called oxospore so that it retains its maximum size, that is the original size. It's question time. Guess the answer. Chrysophytes, euglenoids, diatomates and slime modes are included in the kingdom. Yes, Protista. The chrysophytes are they active organisms or nectins or benthic organisms or planktons? Yeah, they are planktons. Now let's continue. The next division, dinoflagellates. They are mostly marine and photosynthetic And some forms, which are called as zooxanthellae, they occur as symbionts in other protist vertebrates. Mostly they are colorful, appear yellow, green, brown, blue or red depending upon the pigments present in their cell. They are mesokaryotes. We have explained mesokaryote earlier. That is, they exist or they show the resemblance of both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. The mesokaryon is a special type of nucleus which has condensed chromosome. The cell wall of these dinoflagellates have a stiff cellulose plate on their outer surface. Most of them have two flagella. One of it lies longitudinally and the other transversely in a furrow between their cellulose wall plates. You can see the longitudinal flagella as well as the transverse flagella. Some species of dinoflagellates, like Gonialox species, causes a discoloration which is known as red tide. At times, they release certain neurotoxins called saxitocin. This affects the shellfishes when they feed off them. This condition is called paralytic shellfish poisoning. So this is due to the accumulation of the neurotoxin. Some other species of dinoflagellates use bioluminescence as a defense mechanism. Bluish flickers visible in ocean water at night often come from the blooms of bioluminescence of these dinoflagellates, which emit short flashes of light when disturbed. An eye spot is situated behind the longitudinal groove, which help in light-mediated tasks like phototaxis. That is, movement, either positive or negative movement towards the light. Coming to euglenoids, they are unicellular, free-living protists living in fresh water. They have plant-like characteristics, that is the presence of chlorophyll, in addition to some animal characteristics. Instead of a cell wall, they have a protein-rich layer called pellicle, which makes their body flexible. They have two tinsel flagella, as you see in the video. Euglenoids swim actively in a liquid medium with the help of their long flagella. You can see the euglenoid movement, which is a creepy movement by expansion and contraction of their body. This movement is also exhibited by them. They also have stigma or eye spot attached to the level of their paraflagellar body. They both, flagella as well as the eye spot, act as a photoreceptors, which help the photosynthetic euglenoid to move in the presence of light. The major photosynthetic pigments they possess are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene and xanthophyll. When deprived of sunlight, that is when there is an absence of sunlight or lack of sunlight, they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other smaller organisms. Now let's come to the second category of protists. So far we were talking about the plant-like protists. Now let's come to the fungus-like protists. They are not actual fungus. They are called slime molds. They resemble fungus. These are a group of consumer decomposer organisms. As we say decomposer, they live on decaying organic matter, both in terrestrial and aquatic habitats. They are mostly unicellular and obviously they are saprophytic organisms. They lack cell wall and have the plasma membrane as their outer covering. Slime modes are of two types, acellular slime modes and cellular slime modes. Acellular slime modes often appear as a slimy, fan-shaped network of living matter. So these slime molds have one large mass of protoplasm in which there may be thousands of nuclei lacking cell wall. And so they are called as plasmodium. And this plasmodium mass flows along in an amoeboid manner on the soil of forests, surface of dead leaves, or on a rotting log. And when we cellular slime mold, they are characterized by absence of flagellate cells. They do not have flagellate cells, and they shows an amoeboid movement where all the cells aggregate, move together like a mass of protoplasm, and hence they are known as pseudopodium since the individuals are not fused. Now coming to the last category of protists, the animal-like organisms, protozoa. They are heterotrophs, can be either predators or parasites, and they are the primary relatives of animals. The classification of protozoa is mainly based on their locomotory organelles. There are four major groups: amoeboid, flagellated, ciliated, and sporozoan. As the name says, the amoeboid protozoan, they show the amoeboid movement by putting out their pseudopodia or false feet. Some of them are parasites too. Flagellated protozoan have flagella. They can be either free-living or parasitic. Parasitic form causes diseases such as sleeping sickness, example, trypanosoma. Whereas the ciliated one, actively moving organisms with the help of thousands of cilia, and here they have a cavity called gullet that opens to outside of the cell surface. So the coordinated movement of the rows of cilia causes the water ladder with the foot to be steered into the gullet, example paramecium. Whereas sporozoan, they have an infectious spore-like stage in their life. Example, the malarial parasite. Check the description box for the assessment test link. It's really mandatory to do the assessment test after each module. That will help you quite a lot. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.